Welcome back to the comedy recycling theory of the entire known universe. This segment today is hopefully going to be brief about why the comedy recycling theory believes we live inside a giant black hole. If you've ever wondered what is it like inside a black hole, well, guess what? You already know the answer. You just don't know that you know the answer. But the comedy recycling theory is here to tell you that the answer is actually pretty similar. It's hiding out there in plain sight. It's not especially difficult to understand, and it's not especially outrageous from the comedy recycling theory point of view anyway. We would like the viewers at home and the readers at home to consider this as a viable alternative, or at least as some alternative to the Big Bang. But the comedy recycling theory hypothesis is that our entire universe, and our entire universe happens to be the inside of a black hole, and I happen to have my demonstration black hole here to demonstrate to you viewers, you readers at home. If this was a black hole, or the outer view of a black hole, inside this would be the entire universe that we have now. There's always an active zone. There's always an active zone inside of every comedy recycling theory universe. I'll go ahead and take that out of the way temporarily, or I'll put it slightly lowered from view. But that if you consider our universe, one of the key questions is there a increasing redshift in all distances? Well, yes, there is. Is the sky dark at night? We just covered that with Olber's paradox. Is there any actual evidence that the universe is expanding? And to be absolutely honest, no, there's not one iota of evidence that the universe as is expanding. It certainly, from a conservation of energy viewpoint, does not make a lot of sense. Whereas it doesn't take a lot of genius to say, if I have a ball that has a certain size to it, and say the ball will have the same size tomorrow as it had yesterday, and will have the same size 100 years from now that it has today, that doesn't stretch the imagination very far. In the same way, the comedy recycling theory says our universe has a fixed volume, a fixed density. It's not going anywhere. It's not expanding. It is, however, more redshifted at a distance than it is at the present where we are here on Earth. And the real way to tell that is because there's one and only one area where blue shift increases with a distance, and that's called the Great Attractor. If we did not see the Great Attractor, the comedy recycling theory would not be nearly so confident that our universe is a fixed universe, closed universe. It is fixed in size. It is closed off. It is not gaining energy. It is not gaining density. It is not gaining matter. It is not violating conservation of energy as we speak. But the conservation of energy is restored back to its supreme authority. The conservation of energy is obeyed by the entire universe. The entire universe never goes downhill. It's not losing energy. It's not losing confinement. It cannot possibly collapse into a singularity. It has an enormous degree of stability, and that those are some of the properties that you get from the inside of a black hole, or the active zone inside of a black hole, and you only get those properties with the comedy recycling theory brand name black hole. So again, I thank you viewers at home for dropping in, for considering the comedy recycling theory as your theory of choice to evaluate this universe. I would say, just consider the alternative. One of these two makes more sense than the other one does. One of them continually violates conservation of energy. One of them has no known cause, no known start, no known source of expansion, no known source of continuation. And the other one, hint, 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 the comedy recycling theory, needs none of those anomalies to be understood perfectly. It's all that has to happen is that our universe today is just like our universe tomorrow, like our universe yesterday, like our universe 100 years from now, and like our universe 1 billion years, 2 billion years or more into the future. It's all the same. It's always continuous. It's always ongoing. It's always actively processing everything. But that if you ever wished to know what is life like inside a black hole? Well, surprise, surprise, you already do know that the answer is there in plain sight. It's just that conventional theory doesn't know that our universe is the inside of a giant black hole, and that's what the comedy recycling theory is trying to get across in this particular segment.